Hi Chewies, here's Alexandra and welcome to the next painting tutorial. This time we continue with the demons tutorials and we tackle today a pink horror of Tzeentch. As you can see at the miniature and at my thumbnail I have primed the miniature in white. I have placed it on my miniature holder, an old paint pot with some sticky tack on top. And, well, we will start right up with the first color code, Screamer Pink. I hope this will make a very good base coat for the miniature. I just take an old brush and, well, paint the whole miniature in this color. One thing previously, this tutorial will not end up with a color scheme for them like on the box. I don't like this super pale pinkish tone. They will be a lot darker in this tutorial. But I hope you will like this anyways. So, like usual, I will continue with this paint job and let it dry and be right back. So, as you can see, the first color coat is applied. Yes, it looks here and there a little cloudy. That's because of the white primer, but that doesn't matter because we will treat it with a wash now. I use now Levantine Purple wash. This is an old version of the wash, but you can also use the current purple wash from GW or Shade, how it is called nowadays. It doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is that it is purple and a wash. So I get many questions about painting tutorials and what exact colors I have used, if I could list them up from videos from 2 or 3 years ago. Well guys, do you remember what you ate 5 days ago to breakfast? Probably not. How should I remember then what exact color combinations and mixing ratios I used 3 years ago? So I can't give you exact paint names and such this every time. I try to use it, give you the exact name as good as I can. I show you the colors here in my painting tutorials, but overall it doesn't have to be always the exact color. Most of the time you can exchange the colors however you like, as long as you follow the general guidance. For example, when I'm highlighting something, using a specific blue tone, for example, to highlight a darker blue color, and you don't have that exact color, that doesn't matter that much. So you can always exchange the colors. For example, if I in my tutorial use Markridge blue and then highlight with Salvador Sky, and you don't have Salvador Sky, you could also use, for example, Ticklish Temple Guard or Rose Gray, or for example a Vallejo blue-green, or whatever you have at hand. So it don't have to be always the exact same color. So same applies here, obviously, for the purple wash. The wash I'm using here is not in production anymore, but you can simply transfer the color to a more recent wash version. So the wash is applied. I try now to reduce the amount of pooling on the main areas. As you can see here, I'm twitching a little bit with my brush here and there. but overall the wash is there to define all the muscle areas. And in order to well, let the wash dry in the right places, it is a good way to well, turn the miniature around while it is drying. For example, under a lamp like here, I'm holding it here directly under my painting lamp in order to dry it. Otherwise you could use a hairdryer, but always keep the motion so that the wash doesn't run down all the way or pool at one spot when you lay it down, and you know. So keep that in mind. And sometimes I forget spots like here. For example, the inner part of the feathers. Well, that doesn't matter. You can pick up a little bit of the pooled color and then drag it around a little bit. Yeah, there you go. So, I'll let that dry and be right back. So, chewies, there I'm back. After a very short drying time of only 1 week. He is finally dry now. Yes, I had a little pause on this project for a while. Well, let's dive right into it back. Our next coat will be Screamer Pink, our main color. And then I will highlight step by step with Emperor's Children. In order to well, paint a bunch of miniatures, it is always useful if you're mixing paints that you pre-mix a middle paint, for example. This time I have mixed roughly 50-50 Screamer Pink and Emperor's Children into a color called Screamer's Children. I have put it into an empty new pot, and as you can see, this is now a middle version between those three colors. So, between those two colors, sorry. As I said before, we take now here Screamer Pink. And we will start to highlight this miniature now. So, the wash has now really nice defined all the muscle areas of this pink horror. And we can now, with this color, pick out all these nice details. We will paint all the upper areas and leave the shadow areas behind that the wash created. Just like that. So, like usual, I will finish up the job and be right back. Okay, so you can see the first layer of the Screamer Pink is already applied, and now we follow up with the Screamer's Children that I've previously showed you. Adjust the amount of paint on your brush, on a paper towel, and then apply it to the miniature. The higher your highlights go, the less surface you have to paint, so it gets faster and faster every time. You know that a brush has more than just the tip of the brush. It depends on the surface you are painting on, if you're using the tip or the side of the brush or the whole brush or whatever part you are using right now. In some areas it is better to use the side than the tip. which part of the brush you're using for which part of the miniature, that comes with experience. There is no real method behind it, where to apply what part of the brush. You will notice that when your experience in painting grows. But you see, with this color we can now really nice define all the muscle areas of the miniature. And like here, for example, it is a little cloudy after the first coat. That doesn't matter, just apply a light second coat and you can make the area covered. So, like usual, I will finish up the job and be right back. Okay, here we are back, and this is the look after the second coat. And now we apply the final highlight with Emperor's Children. Give it a good shake. Add some on the palette. A little bit water, like usual. And then we start to highlight the last bits. We concentrate now on the top areas. And at this stage you don't need to highlight everything, just make some nice little top highlights here and there, and you're good to go. And the same way I've highlighted here the pink, you can apply this whole method on every skin color you're using. Just exchange the three colors I've used with skin tones. A dark one, then a bright one, and a middle version. And voila, you can paint every skin color you want, be it orc skin tone, human flesh tone, or dark brown skin tone, or light brown, whatever you want, or blue skin, or in this case here, a pink skin tone. Just use three colors and you're good to go. Okay, I think this is fine now. And now we have a look at the beak. I've watched online on Google images. I typed in beak, and most of the time bird beaks have the tendency to be unicolor. So they're yellow or brown or black or gray or whatever. But sometimes you have a bicolored beak, and this is what I want to apply now. So we start here with a XV88 as a base color. So I'll quickly paint that in. Just like that. Okay. This needs to dry now, and I'm back in a second. So there I'm back. The beak is dry, and as you can see, I've quickly painted the tongue in Xero's purple. And well, we will now highlight the XV88 with some Flash Kids yellow. Just add in a little bit. Also add a little bit of water. And with that, I'm going now upwards from roughly the middle. Just like that. And then I add a little bit more of the yellow. Okay. So now for the lower part, I will use now Rhinox hide. Just a little bit. What I will do now is I will paint in some stripes like that. Make it a rough edge. See? And then I will use black. And paint the tip in black. Also with a little bit of a rough edge. And voila, you get a nice bicolored beak. Okie doke. And in the next step, we will have a look at the feathers. I will now prime them off camera in Vallejo model color Prussian blue. And be right back. As you can see, the feathers are now nice in a dark blue, and we will start to highlight them now. I will use Solidor Sky for that. A little bit on the palette. And then I will simply paint the upper parts in that color. Leave the recesses in the dark blue, and you're good to go. Just like that. When you have the right amount of color on the brush, you can simply go slightly like that with the side of the brush over it. You will notice when it is the good amount of color on the brush to use that technique. Don't forget the underside. Now this side here. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Oh, there I've made a little mistake on the skin. Let's try to repair that really quickly. Let's try this with a toothpick. I'll scratch gently over the surface and try to remove this little bit of blue paint. And there we go. See? No trace at all. Okay. Next step on the feathers will be ticklish blue. Again, a little bit on the palette. I'll very gently paint little strokes in there. Not everything, just here and there. So, again on the other side a little bit. Not too much, we want the underside to be a little bit darker than the upper area. Okay, and now we'll go with the next color, Temple Guard Blue. And again, just a few little strokes. To make it interesting. And that's all that is to it. So, the finishing details are now here, this little bracelets here and there. I will paint in gold, and then all the teeth and claws I will paint in Screaming Skull, and then I will make the base. There's nothing fancy about that anymore. I will finish that quickly off camera, and then I'll show you the finished miniature. Be right back. And voila, here we have him now in its full glory. The pink horror of Tzeentch. I hope you liked this little tutorial, and we see us in the next video. Your Alexandra.